So, what was your question? Is it ready?
Most of the time, you're listening news here and there about media and YouTube and TV, and
Hmm.
I
And
find कि you you condemn it, you criticize it, you say the things in positive about Acharya Prashant or anyone. Let it be anyone,
hmm hmm
but you don't get affected. You have a positive, not positive. You have just a right attitude towards things like you can comment on it in positive way or negative way, whatever they you are being realistic and still untouched. It cannot
hmm
hamper your state of being. Even there are some bad news like of rape, and you still get untouched. Compared to that, even just listening the news of some murder or rape, we get touched and affected that why it's happening, why that, why so. Even there is, you have worked a lot on yourself, but still there is something you may have finding the gap that it's not me. It's in your attitude now, I guess. There is gap between the things you can find itself, and you can comment on every anything, and still you get untouched. You can see the gap between the things, like between the thoughts. You can differentiate, it's not you, it's your body, it's your thoughts, it's your emotions,
hmm
like
hmm
that you can differentiate the other things also and still being
hmm
untouched. So how's that miracle? I know you have worked a lot. How's that miracle happens and you can maintain it?
This is the whole search of meditation, to find something in you which remains untouched, unaffected, which is never corrupted, which is never polluted. So, when there is a thirst, the water must be there. You begin your search by trying to find whether there is anything which remains in all the situations same, which is not affected. Because we are all the time getting so much affected by what others are saying. And I don't know about other countries, but in India, because we have joint families and we are more social kind of people, so and everyone is pulling your leg. All kind of people. It is a Noah's Ark, so all kind of people come in your life. And when you are little alert, when you are sensitive, then you see all the time you are getting hurt. The button of your life is all the time in others people's hand. They hold the key of your life. And then you realize you are just a football. Anyone says anything and your calm leg is disturbed. And for me, it was more, I don't know about other people, but my father will be always saying and doing things which will be disturbing you. And these things are very mysterious. If you have some maturity, that means that this consciousness in its impersonal journey has worked before also. So from the very beginning, I was more an introvert kind of person. And I don't know about other people, but I will always realize that if I am not getting any attention from other, then I feel uneasy. And whatever people are saying, that is something is getting hurt all the time. I didn't know it is called ego at that time, but and I used to all the time I will feel that it is like you are not at your home. You had something which you have lost. That is what is called paradise lost. So that some remembrance is there that you had something which is now gone, and you feel like you are like a fish out of water. So I realized that I can have anything. I can have all the wealth. I can be holding any position, powerful position, or any big job, or anything from outside, whether it is wealth or woman or anything. But that is not going to remove my inner state. This feeling was always there. There was one thing, it's like whenever someone will be saying things which you don't like, then there is a thorn that hits you. And then you feel that all the time you are like a fish out of water. You are not at your home. That was very clear from the childhood. So then you hear these things from sages, it is all in the air in India especially, that your Atma is not touched by anything. Everyone has heard these things from Gita, that the fire cannot burn it, the water cannot wet it, the air cannot make it dry. It remains always untouched. Then you hear all these enlightened people also talking about it, that this witnessing consciousness is unaffected by anything from outside. And as you start watching your mind, you see that as your thoughts become less and less, your emotions become less and less powerful over you. The more you become watchful, the more you feel that now you get less disturbed by outside things. But it takes a lot of time. That's why it is an arduous search. So those who are just looking for seasonal flowers and fruit, they cannot go very long in this search. But once you have realized it, once it has become very clear that this is the only thing worth, if you are not master of your inner house, if your emotions are creating havoc in your life, if your thoughts are running right in your life, if there is no driver in in your inner life, in this body mind mechanism, if there is no master inside, then you are a car without any brake. An accident will happen anytime. If you are all the time clouded by your emotions, your feeling, your thoughts, and the sun always goes on hiding. You know the sun is there, but the sun is most of the time clouded. Then you will try to, this is the only challenge, you will try to find out. No one knows that whether it will happen or not, but that is the only thing worth striving for. But as long as other things are meaningful, very meaningful, that if you get a girlfriend, very good girlfriend, that will be a the real most important fulfillment in your life. Or if you get wealth, that will make your life fulfilled. Or if you get a big job, that will make your life fulfilled. Then that means you are an immature person. So for me, because I saw that in my family there were very so-called very successful people, but I didn't find anyone who was really happy or contented, or they were master of themselves. All their success was dependent on others. It was all dependent on outside. If they were left alone in the house, they cannot tolerate themselves. If their job is taken away, if their position, power is taken away, if their money is taken away, then they will be the poorest people. So I could see that these people are not happy. That's why they try to boss over you all the time. They want to control you. They want to manipulate your life. They create all unhappiness in your life. They are sadists. They are masochist also. So they are sadomasochist. They are torturing themselves, so they torture you also. If they are happy, if they are fulfilled, then why they will do such thing? If they are really happy, if they are blissful, bliss will shower to others also. They will release their fragrance. But all the time they are trying to control you, especially my father, my brother, my whole family was a kind of broken family. So I could see that my brother, my grandfather used to say that he is one in million. But he didn't know how to live his life. There was no art of living in his life. So what is the point of being one in million? You may have a very good IQ, but your life is just without music, without any inner harmony. And I saw these people all the time, they are bragging about themselves. I did this, I did that, I am so... Whole life, what they did in past, especially my father will always be telling his stories, what he did. Why you are all the time interested in dead thing? Let the dead bury its dead. Be gone, bygone. Can't you live now? But they are suffering from great inferiority complex in reality. That's why they have to prove all the time that they are superior. So I realize it that this is not going to make my life happy. And I saw wherever I will go with friends, in parties or anywhere, I will always feel these things are not going to give me any contentment. Then once they decided that, and I wanted to commit suicide. I used to be in depression maybe 15 days a month. Then the first real hope came in my life from Vivekananda quotation, because I thought I have committed some sin, which was nothing. All the people does such thing, but because they are not so sensitive, so they forget it. But I could not forget, because other people were also involved. I was in a way victim. I wanted to commit suicide. Then I read in a small booklet of Vivekananda, quotation booklet. A cow can commit no sin, but it remains a cow. A wall can commit no sin, but it remains a cow. A man can commit all kind of sins, but it has the possibility. He has the possibility to become divine also. I'm not quoting exactly, but they have no possibility. They cannot be transformed. A cow will always remain a cow. A dog will always remain a dog. But man can be transformed. So then I thought that there is a possibility. And if you see in India, they will always be saying to you that these people were very different. Buddha, Mahavir, Krishna, you cannot know yourself. You cannot become enlightened. You have to just worship them. But first I understood from Vivekananda and Ramakrishna that you can know yourself. And Osho made it even more clear that you have to become a Buddha, not a Buddhist. You have to become a Krishna, not a Hindu. And that immediately gelled with me, because just by praying to someone, worshipping to someone, this is stupidity. Your life has to change. And when I was listening to Osho, I was trying not to give my meaning to his words. So when I listened, I realized that when you drop all your outside ambition, when you are no longer running for power, then all your desire gets internalized. Then you want to be powerful over others by having mystical power. You want to have power like clairvoyance, clairaudience. You want to do all kind of miracle. You want to read others people's mind, or you want to be a guru, and then you want to rule other people. But when he was speaking on Buddha or other mystic, until you disappear, until you die as an ego, all these ego trip will be there. If you want to help, and even if you want to help others, first thing is that you have to die as an ego. You have to become a nobody, a nothingness. Only then there is some possibility. So if you are ready to die as an ego, then you will find that which is real. This watcher on the hill, this witnessing consciousness, which is not touched. You know, the depth of the ocean is not touched. Whatever is happening it's all wave. There is something within you which remains unaffected. Once you have realized it, once you have known it, then whatever is happening on outside, you will try to share your light, but you are helpless. You cannot change the whole world. And this is the law of life. Darkness will be there always. Darkness and light will be there all the time. Otherwise, this whole game will be over. But it is always good to be on the side of people who are more positive. because they have more possibility that they can go even beyond positive. If you are interested in knowing yourself, if you are a meditator, if you are hurting others, if you are being violent to others, if you are cheating others, then you cannot be silent, you cannot be peaceful. So first thing, it has to be for yourself. It will be easy for you to go beyond the mind if you are not cheating others, if you are not being violent to others. If you are being violent to others, if you are cheating others, if you are manipulating others, you are accumulating all kind of burdens, all kind of extra weight, which will not allow you to fly, which will not allow you to become light. So, and if you are really interested in knowing yourself, then these things become very childish, that people should know you, you should become famous. Why should? If you are interested in that, you should be recognized. That means you are still in the same trap. Once you have become a nobody, once you have known yourself, then if that game has to happen, it is alright. But otherwise, if you are not meant for that, then don't act that you are a great master. There is a possibility, great possibility, that these people are just charlatans. And it looks more that they are posing as something which they are not. And 99% of the people will be like that, because it is very difficult to get rid of your ego, the traps of your ego. If you listen to Achar Prashant, he is a rebellious man, but if you, in a way, but that is all just. He's so restless, he's so angry. And who knows that there are people like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he created this Brahma Samaj. He was a Brahmin, he created this Brahma Samaj. He was against idol worship. He was the one who removed this Sati Pratha in India. But you don't know what is the real thing. What is the real thing? You are just, you know only that what is written in the history books. And history books can be all false. Who knows why these women were becoming sati? There can be many other reasons also there. Because for very long time, these barbarian tribes were coming in India. These invaders were coming in India. So maybe once their husband was dead, then they felt that it is better to die. Otherwise, who will protect them? That also can be one of the reasons. But when history is written only by those who are victorious, so they can manipulate things in their own interest. Then the Britishers came, they were also all debauched. They were also rapists. So why these women were committing sati? There may be Hindus also may be responsible. There were few maybe they committed on their own because they could not imagine their life without their husband. But many of them must have been forced. There can be many things so that her wealth other people can grab. this Raja Ram Mohan Roy, which he created this Brahma Samaj. When you are talking about Brahma Samaj, this kind of thing very few people understand. And later on, which I found it only 1 or 2 years back, or maybe 3 years back, that he was a converted Christian. He died in England, and he was given all the titles and all kind of benefit he got. You can be bought. It is very easy if you are provided with all kind of comfort. Only a person who has come to know himself by his own experience, he cannot be manipulated. Otherwise, everyone can be bought. Everyone has a price. And if you hear Achar Prashant, he is never talking about knowing yourself. He is talking all the time about you should read Upanishad. If you have not read Bhagavad Gita, then you are not a Hindu. But this is absurd. He is talking about Kabir. He will say, Sahib, I have learned so much from him. But where Kabir is talking about Shastra, he is all the time saying, Pothi padi padi jag mua pandit hua na koi. ढाई आखर प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित हो. पंडित बाग वदंती झूठा. Those who are scholarly, those who are knowledgeable people, they are just telling all kind of lies. Just by reading many books, no one has ever become a pandit. If you have just read 2.5 letters of love, that will make you a pandit. What Kabir is talking about? Madhwa pee gaye bin tole, man mast hua to kyo bole. He is talking about his own some kind of wine is being created inside him, and he has drunk. He is so much drunk with it. He has drunk it without any measure. Kahe Kabir Divana. He is a mad. He is in his delirium. He has a divine madness. And Buddha is talking about the kind of samadhi which he has achieved, which no one has achieved. It is rare. And what these people were doing. Mahavira, for 12 years, what he was doing? He was not reading books. What Buddha was doing for 6 years? They were trying to know their inner being. Shastra, these scriptures in India, people are reading all the time. Just by reading Upanishad, no one can become a rishi. Just by reading Gita, no one can become Krishna. So, once you have come to know the very center, the very foundation of your life, which is this consciousness, which is this witnessing consciousness, then you know something within you which remains untouched. Then you will like to share your light. Only if people become lighted, what Buddha said, be your own light, then only the suffering and misery and all kind of suffering which is created because of ignorance can become less. But it will happen only for few people. because only very few people will study their own mind, will watch their own mind, will observe their own mind. That is a difficult thing. People want cheap solution. That's why it is said that you read scriptures. None of these people had borrowed knowledge. They came to know themselves. What Osho calls Udhar Gyan. I used to get more affected and touched by these things than other people. So when you are very much affected, when you are very much touched, then you try to find some solution. Mostly people become so insensitive, they become so hard skinned that they are not touched by if murders are happening, rapes are happening, they are not touched. So then they don't seek any solution, because I used to get more affected. So I had to find some solution, otherwise your life will be hell. You will be disturbed all the time. It's not that you are affected. I used to get even more affected. When I used to hear or read in newspaper before that some girl has been raped by few people, few Muslims, uh, and then she had been cut to pieces or or thrown into some drainage or some garbage. In the beginning, it used to be so like it can make you mad. So if you don't want to be mad, then you have to find something which remains unaffected, untouched. Okay. If you get affected, that means there is a possibility that you may transcend that. One that is getting affected. If clouds are removed, and it won't get affected. And it is the ego that gets more affected. Is it clear or not? You have anything more to say?
Not yet.
If you are just a wave, then you will get more affected. You have to find out the inner ocean or inner emptiness. Forms comes and go. But that emptiness remains. You want to become something or somebody, then you will be destroyed, you will die. If you want to be a nobody, a nothingness, then you won't die. Is it clear or not?
Yeah.
Then why you are so unhappy? Huh? What happened?
Not unhappy.
Then what happened?
Good.
Hmm?
I'm good.
Hmm. It's not that you are not touched, but there is something within you which remains untouched. And you have to remember that all the time. Remembering is not like you are repeating it inside. That is a different remembrance. That means you are aware of that all the time.